your chair over to the wall. So you'll set your sticky mat up against the wall and then take your chair over to the wall with the back of the chair right at the wall. And then place your hands on the front edge of the seat of the chair and step your feet back into a down dog position. Lift your heels, bend your knees, and lift your buttocks way up and back. Lift the outer hips back, lift the inner thighs back. Lift the pelvis up and back so much that there's lots of room for your head to release down. Pull the rib cage away from the push of the hands. So your hands are pushing down and forward into the front seat of the chair. Stay long through the armpits. Squeeze your upper arm bones towards each other. And pull the rib cage back and up to chase after the pelvis. You can let the heels release back and down. And if it works for your body, you can start to straighten the knees. But keep bent knees if that helps you keep the buttocks lifting. And lift up through the musculature of the legs to make the legs taller and longer, and then pull the inner thighs and the outer hips back again. Long through the armpits and the waist. Long through the abdomen. Head releasing. Externally rotate the arms a bit so your armpits turn to face each other. And then step one foot forward and the other to come out of the pose. Now we'll practice Uttanasana with a block between the upper inner thighs. So place a block way up high in the thighs. Have your feet right underneath your sitting bones. Bring your hands to your hips. Lengthen the side ribs. Let the shoulders move back. Elbows back. Inhale and lift the front of your spine, and then exhale and fold over your legs. Fingertips coming down onto the mat. And start to squeeze the block with your outer thighs. So the outer thighs squeeze into the inner thighs, into the block. Connect the outer body towards the midline. So the squeezing of the legs from outer to inner is an expression of the outer body hugging the midline. Let your legs be tall and active and squeezing in, and then let this help you release your spine more, relaxing and releasing the spine down and forward like a waterfall, flowing out of the pelvis and down towards the top of the head, so the head is relaxed. Let your abdomen recede back. Let there be a gentle roundness in the lumbar. Let your rib cage be heavy, the front side of the rib cage, the back side. And then bring your hands to your hips, reach the chest forward, shoulders back, and come up. As you're here now, maintain that squeezing of the outer thighs in. And now grab 2 blocks for Ardha Uttanasana and set your blocks down in front of your feet, which are shoulder distance apart. So parallel feet, lift the toes, lift the arches of the feet, hands on hips, shoulders back, lift the side ribs. Let your shoulder blades slide down as you look up and lift the collarbones, and then exhale and hinge at the hips to fold forward. Stay long in the fronts of the legs and lift the backs of the legs to lift the buttocks, hands onto the blocks, extended elbows. And look forward as you pull your bottom front ribs forward to elongate the belly, to be very long in the front of the trunk. Pull the outer hips back, pull the inner thighs back, and pull the rib cage forward. And see if you can let the upper spine sink down towards the chest and stretch your chest more forwards. Pull the upper thighs back as much as you're pulling those bottom ribs forward. Make more space between the arms and the legs, which are both extending. Deepen the thoracic vertebrae towards the chest. And then keep all of that magnificent length in the front of your trunk as you fold down into Uttanasana, taking your hands near your toes, fingertips on the floor. Strong and long in the legs, and then hands to hips and stretch your chest forward, shoulders back as you come all the way up. And have your blocks in front of you now for an Ardha Prasarita twist variation. Hands on hips, long waist, lift the belly, thighs rolling in, buttocks relaxed, thigh bones grounding back, and lift from underneath the heart to lengthen the front of your spine. And then exhale and fold and take your hands down to the blocks, which are on the highest height. Keep pulling the thigh bones back and the chest forwards. Lift the buttocks and pull the bottom front ribs forward. Relax and release internally so you can find more length in your trunk. And then move the block that's under your right hand to the center, directly under your heart, and unfold your left arm up to the ceiling to take a big twist. Keep your thigh bones pulling back. Keep the front of the spine long. Lift the left arm to the ceiling and turn the belly and the rib cage to the left. And then exhale and lower the left hand down. Take the block now that's under the left hand to the center and unfold the right arm, right fingertips up to the ceiling. Extend the legs, lift the buttocks, pull the thighs back, and then lengthen the anterior spine forwards, headwards, and lift the right arm and shoulder more to turn the belly and the rib cage to the right. Toes lifting, arches lifting. Take your right hand down. And then we'll repeat again to each side. And you can take the block to a lower height if that feels accessible to you. So continue on your own. And switching sides now. And back to center now with both hands on blocks. And then walk your feet in slightly, hands to hips. Keep the chest open as you come up to stand. And then step your feet together and release your arms by your sides. Now we'll practice what I call the Prasarita dog. So have your blocks ready in front of you, and then step your feet wide so that your heels are wider than your toes, thighs rolling in, muscles of the legs engaged and lifting up, thighs pressing back. Lift the low belly, lift the side ribs, shoulders back, lift from under the heart, and then exhale and fold yourself forward, taking the hands to the blocks. Keep your legs very active and very tall. Keep lifting the backs of the legs as you slide your blocks forward, taking your upper body into a down dog position. Pull the outer hips up and back. Pull the inner thighs back. Stretch your hands and arms forwards as you let your head release down between the arms. Think of the thoracic spine deepening towards the chest. Abdomen is long, and the front of the spine, the anterior spine, is very elongated here. Stay lifted in the fronts and backs of the legs evenly. Stay grounded in the inner feet. Press your hands into the blocks and release the top of the head down. Stay open and relaxed and lifted in the back of the throat. Let the abdomen recede and lengthen. Breathing here. And then walk your hands back so the blocks are right under the shoulders, and then walk your feet a little closer. Bend your knees, hands to hips, shoulders back, and lift the chest to come on up. And then step your feet together. Now we'll do a variation of Urdhva Hastasana with 2 blocks and a strap. So place 1 block between your feet and place 1 block between your upper inner thighs. And then hold on to the strap with your hands at shoulders distance apart and lift the strap up and overhead. Let the thighs internally rotate and the outer thighs squeeze the block. So the outer thighs squeeze the inner thighs, which squeeze the block, and then lift the low belly up off the pelvis and lift the rib cage up off the abdomen. Lift the back ribs up off of the lower back. Stretch the arms up to the ceiling. Put tension on the strap. Extend the arms and legs fully. Make lots of space and length in your body here. And let the abdomen settle back towards the anterior surface, the front surface of the lumbar spine. So let the front waist move to the back waist. As your arms move back, let the waist move back. Stand right over your arches and lengthen and breathe here. Full extension in the arms and the legs. Create an ascension of the spine from bottom to top, deep inside yourself. Deep breath here, and then lower your arms down. Now lay down on your back for belly rolling pose. Knees bent and feet flat, and stretch your arms out to the sides, palms facing up. Slide your shoulder blades down your back and press your forearms and the backs of your hands into the floor and reach the heels up to the ceiling, straight legs. Inhale in the center, and then exhale. Start to lower your extended legs towards the right, so your feet are coming towards your right hand, and slide the belly to the left as your legs go to the right. So there's a sense of the belly receding and pulling to the left. And then inhale your legs back to the center, and exhale your legs and feet over towards the left hand as the belly rolls to the right. Be long through the inner legs. Recede the belly and slide it to the right. And then inhale your legs back to the center. And exhale and lower your feet down towards the right hand. Slide the belly to the left. Pull the left arm to the left. Slide your shoulder blades down your back and keep your spine long and keep your legs extended. And lower the legs even further here. And then inhale your legs up to the center. And exhale your legs all the way over to the left hand. Belly pulling to the right, right arm pulling to the right. Shoulder blades grounding down, anatomically down towards the waist. Let the legs go a little bit further, and then inhale your legs back to the center. And exhale, bend the knees and feet down. Now we'll do a version of supported fish with a bolster and 2 blankets. So please set up as you see here. The bolster is horizontal, and then you have 2 folded blankets, and that will be for your head support. So lay back over the bolster so the bolster is supporting your rib cage. It's not under the lumbar spine. Rather, it's under the thoracic spine. And then pull the flesh of the buttocks away from the lower back. And the shoulders will relax into the gap between the bolster and the folded blankets, and the head will rest on the folded blankets. And start to extend and relax the legs. Let the arms relax right out to the sides. Let the abdomen settle. Let the shoulders relax here. See if the shoulders can really let go because of all of this support that's here. Let the head and neck relax because they're supported by the blankets. Let the upper torso relax as it's supported by the bolster. Let gravity have an effect on the shoulders, releasing and relaxing. Slow down your exhalations here. Stay very present in this moment inside yourself. Observing whatever arises. Smooth inhalation, smooth exhalation. And then start to come out of the pose by curling onto your right side.